After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hi.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 120. It is September 16th, Tuesday, and we are recording just a little early today because we have a lot to do. But we want
Who are you?
Who am I? I don't know. I have a headache.
Who am I?
It's who are you? Not who am I?
No, if it's Les Miserables, it's who am I?
Oh, that.
Oh, I'm off.
Yes, you are.
Okay,
You're
never
not
mind.
helping.
I'm not. And that was I'm in tune in my head.
Uh-huh.
Hi, I am Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Ravelry and Instagram.
I'm Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico on Ravelry and sometimes Plurk and Instagram.
I have light shining off my glasses.
And as Marlisha or Shadowlight One in my writing sites, we want to welcome all new and returning viewers. We are grateful that you've come back or that you're joining us. If
there are people who commented on YouTube and in the group that I have not kept up with, I apologize. I'm slowly working on it.
I did see Nitty Girls, who is Heidi from Undead Yarn. Thank you for the comment.
Yeah, she was like the first one to comment on this past.
That was a very.
It wasn't
sweet
even up
comment.
in the group yet.
It was a very sweet comment. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Grab tea.
Tea.
And you don't have to be just Heidi to grab tea. Everyone can grab tea.
Heidi must grab tea.
And I am drinking part of my Christmas set. The Oh, that's the Spanish. No, this is the English side.
The back.
Cranberry pomegranate herbal tea. This is really awesome.
And I have chai tea today. I'm back with my chai tea because I have a headache, weather-related headache, and this usually helps. So I am drinking chai tea as if I need another reason.
Yeah, you really don't need another reason.
But I did want to get back onto welcoming the people who have joined us. If you have been part of the group for a while, or even if you're brand new and you haven't joined the group, please feel free to join us. We have a lot of fun. We'd love to have you with us. Okay. Right along.
I'm going to do some quick publicity. The website, which is, I think, WordPress/Penhook. Let me see. I was not prepared for this.
You're a bad podcaster.
It is penhookandneedles.wordpress.com. And it's on the top of the Ravelry group as well.
Right.
And I'm going to try putting it in the YouTube as well. And
it looks different now, but it's the same page.
Yeah, same. It's the same website, but it's changed a lot. We have different sections now. We have a section for design where different toy patterns will pop up. We have a section where we actually sort of do some advertising for Dad and Davina's artist website, because they said, "Oh, you guys don't
you don't publicize us.
You don't publicize us enough."
Not to mention the fact that they don't publicize us.
No,
either,
of course not. But, it's our fault for not publicizing them.
Yes.
But it's two artists. I don't know.
Fornandez.com.
Is it Fornandez.com? Okay. It's on the blog.
Yeah, it's on the blog. If you're interested in seeing my husband and Davina's artwork, that's where you go.
Yeah. And we have the website's changed a lot, so go and take a look.
It's a little more organized. Excuse me.
And there'll be more posts than just the show notes. Before, all I would post on there is the show notes. Now pattern things will be popping up there. There's that. And then the other publicity is Iris's pattern is now available. And she's also part of a Birdie Bump bundle.
Birdie Bump? What's a Birdie Bump?
Well, she's getting a little Birdie Bump here.
Oh, is that a fact?
No. It's a
this is a G-rated show.
Birdie bundle. But yeah, her pattern is available now.
Iris, she's saying you're fat.
Just in case you wanted an iris as well as a berry. And they're just going to sit over here and discuss us. Rather unflatteringly.
Yes.
Then next is what we call Book Club, which is the Cows, we are coming close to the end of the cardiac awareness. Let me take a drink.
Right. Because we have, what, about 2 weeks left?
It goes from July 1st to September 30th. So.
Yeah. So it's getting close, but you still have plenty of time because whips count.
Yes.
And, of course, your FOs count.
Chatter does not count, but chatter is welcome.
Yes, please.
And I am horribly, terribly, awfully behind in that thread. And
this is different how?
I know. But it should improve. I got off of Facebook.
Yeah, and the only reason...
Because I was wasting a lot of time on Facebook. And I was like, I can be spending that time on Ravelry, catching up.
Yeah. I wanted to get off, but I have other things tied into my Facebook account, including work.
Mm-hmm.
So
For me, the only thing that's important that's tied in there is Pinocchio needles.
Yeah, so I had to stay on there, but I've closed it off. So if you try to find me on Facebook, I probably will not be easy to find.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably won't be accepting anybody on Facebook, but I will be accepting people everywhere else.
Ravelry is now my main social media
Yeah,
center. I was wasting a lot of time. I was just reposting funny things. It was a real waste of time.
Yeah, Facebook is for us not a good thing. When you're compulsive about things, it's not a good thing.
Yes.
So we're not doing much there anymore.
But
Pen Hook and Needles is still there and strong. We are still there as Pen Hook and Needles.
Yes, we are.
We just aren't there as a presence, personal pages.
Yeah, I have a Franciscan Gypsy page, but it's only there to keep Pen Hook and Needles up to date. I will not actually be posting anything there. I probably won't even be checking it.
To Franciscan Gypsy.
To Franciscan Gypsy.
But things will be posted to Pen Hook and Needles every week.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
But we were talking about the Calico.
Mm-hmm.
The rules are in the website as well as on the Ravelry group.
And we showed the prizes last week.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
It has been running since July 1st. It'll end September 30th. Basically, we are knitting and crocheting with something red, or with projects that will have a significant amount of red, to promote awareness of cardiac issues. Whips and FOs will both be eligible to be drawn for prizes. Only one whip per project per week, and one FO picture per FO per week. If you have already had a whip picture earlier in the week for the project, you may still put up an FO project for the same project if you wish to finish it that week. What? That made no sense.
Okay. One whip per project per week,
Mm-hmm.
finished object, whatever week you finish it in, regardless of whether you put the whip in.
Yes. That's what I said.
What I said.
What I said.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah.
It's on the website. It's
Yes.
on the RAV board.
And the website.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And everywhere else that we are.
No, just those two places.
WordPress, and isn't it on Facebook?
I don't think the rules are.
Fuck.
Okay, so we have several prizes, awesome prizes. We were given some gorgeous lace weight yarn by Kenneth, who is a Turbo Knitter 64. He also has an awesome knitting podcast. I think I'm caught up on him.
Idiot.
Huh?
Idiot. I see what I did.
It sounded like you're calling Ken an idiot.
Ken is not an idiot.
Well, that's what it sounded like. I'm like, what?
No, Ken is not an idiot.
Well, that's what you
It
said.
is not, in fact.
I'm sorry, Ken. I just can't control her.
It's not me. And Ken, you know I would never do that.
I'm shocked at you. Shocked.
Shocked if I'm gambling.
Okay, no, she was not really calling you an idiot. She was not paying attention to me, and unfortunately interjected her self-criticism at a very inappropriate time.
It's what I do.
So, Kenneth donated some awesome lace weight yarn.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Kenneth. It was very generous.
We're also donating Knit Red and Crochet Red books.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Jane Designs is donating 5 fantastic patterns, 3 of which are ebooks.
Mm-hmm.
The ebooks are Cuffed, Hardware Heaven, and Lingonberry.
Lingonberry. I never can say. I don't know how you say that. Thank you very much, Sarah Jane.
And then George,
who has 2 new patterns out, a crochet and a knit.
Yes, he is getting
He's back
into design mode.
Yes. Yay!
I guess this is the season of shawls.
Yes.
I think he told us that, actually.
I think he did, actually. It's exciting.
But any 3 awesome patterns for 3... He's donated 3 patterns.
Right, 1 for each of 3 people. And you now have 2 new patterns to add on to the choices.
Indeed.
That's so exciting. Yay.
And I'm all tangled up. There we go. Nitty Girl, who is Heidi of the Undead Yarn podcast and shop, is donating a skein of lovely yarn. It's the Vampire Base in the Freddy colorway. You will see that yarn later worked up.
It's red and black, but you'll see it worked up later.
Although I don't think she did the Vampire Base. I think Vampire Base is mine. I can't remember. Hers is a...
Hers is in the... I think hers is in the sport weight. It's not the... It's not
yeah,
the werewolf.
it's a different weight.
Neither one of us have used that base yet.
But I have used the colorway.
Yeah.
And you will see the colorway later on.
It's beautiful.
And then Brittany, who is B-Wing, a lovely member of our podcast group, has donated several Yarny prizes. And
3 total, I think.
3 total, yes. And if you wish to...
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. And if you wish to share your images on Instagram from the cow, use the hashtag PHNRedCow. And that's cow with a K-A-L.
And that's courtesy of Polly.
Yes, who is Polly81.
Yes. And he made a hat that was crocheted I thought was fantastic.
That's awesome,
I was so proud of him. Yay, Polly. Yay.
Okay, so that means we go into... Whoopsie.
Do you have any
No.
cardiac about maybe artery clogging stuff? Or
We talked about that last week.
okay. You may notice in the thread that my brother-in-law had a heart attack last night. That was why I was talking about that. So I thank anybody who's praying for him. We appreciate it for him and my sister and their kids. We appreciate any and all prayers.
And a lot of times after a heart attack, they'll still do heart catheterization, which is, well, they used to go up through the femoral artery. But I think a lot of times now they go up through the artery, which is the brachial. They'll go up there. It's a little...
I thought they went through the groin. Is that...
That's where they used to go up. They've changed it. Because if you go up through the artery in the groin, you have to lay flat longer so you don't pop a bleed.
Right.
And we used to have a lot of people who were
Non-compliant.
non-compliant with that. And they would start bleeding, we'd have to hold pressure, and it was a pain in the neck, and people got mad at us because we made them lay flat.
Yeah.
In the arm, it's a lot easier to say, just keep your arm straight.
Right, right. You can even... Maybe.
You can even board it.
Yeah.
But people, they can go through either the femoral artery, which is in the groin, or the brachial artery in the arm. It's a little wire where they can go in, they insert a dye, and they can see what the heart looks like and where the blockages are. You actually are awake for the procedure.
Ooh, that sounds painful.
No, they have a numbing agent. And that way you can see on the monitor what they're seeing.
Okay.
From what I understand, it's actually really cool.
Now, he had a stent put in. Is that part of the catheterization?
Not everyone gets a stent during catheterization, but that would be when they would insert a stent.
Okay.
I guess they just put it on the wire and sort of inch it up there.
Okay. Because I know he has another surgery scheduled for today or tomorrow. So, like I said, thank you very much, anyone who is praying or sending good thoughts. We appreciate it. Thank you. Go ahead.
But yeah, that's your basic. And a stent, if you don't know what a stent is, it basically, think of, if your house is starting to fall in a bit or have a poor structure, it's bolstering it up. I think of it as like a little cylindrical tube made of mesh or something like that just sort of keeps it open so blood can still flow through. So that is your very, very basic. I was not prepared to do education today.
Yeah, well, I heard about that this morning, and I know that I
found out on Ravelry first.
Yeah, well, I was going to tell you when you woke up, but you were asleep. So my mom called me when I was at the bank this morning. It wasn't the most wonderful call we received. So I know people haven't seen it yet, but I'm thanking you in advance because I know we have a great group, and you always pray, and that's nice. So we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, am I first?
Yes, you art.
Art?
You art.
I art?
You art.
I art. I'm not art.
Okay, art.
All right. My first project is one that I cannot show you. It is...
which bag is it in?
The test that it is living... I think it's living in here. Let's see. Yes, it is. My Echo is in here. My test for Talia's pattern. is in here, in my Knitting's My Bag Sea Turtle bag. And that is all I can say about that.
And I have one that is a test for a pattern. Not a test. It is a working out for pattern. And it's in my Plover Bird Birdie's bag. And that's all you can see.
Yeah. My next one is, this is going to be kind of fast. We don't have a whole lot today.
It's really odd.
My next one, also, you can't see anything but the yarn.
This is actually the most knitting I've done all week.
This is the yarn I'm using, or hope to use. I am designing a shawl. I hope. This is the yarn I'm using for it. It is Knit Picks Andes del Campo in the Dove Heather color.
You might recognize that from when I was going to make the Eastwood poncho.
This is an Aran heavy worsted, and I was working out the pattern in a fingering weight, so I didn't want to bring it out here. It wasn't working out properly in the fingering weight. Especially, I figured if I'm going to be using this weight, I should use something closer to work it out in.
Mm-hmm.
So all you can see is this, and hopefully I'll have something for you in the next few weeks to show you. But we'll see. You right?
I'm just choking and dying. It's okay. It doesn't help do anything. You realize
Makes
that, right?
me feel better. You're getting all red.
Does
You
absolutely
look like
nothing
a Christmas tree.
to bang someone on the chest.
I'm not banging you on the chest. I think I'd send you back to school.
Back. Actually, banging on the chest does help if they're unconscious.
Yes.
It looks a lot like CPR, actually, when they're unconscious. You just don't do the breaths.
Oh, right. Okay.
Anyway. Blah. So we went over that one. Okay, so the one I'm working on, I'm in the middle of a row, but this is Scrappy. It's the Jane Cobb hat pattern by Dryope. Dryope? I call it Dryope. It's Hobby Lobby I Love This Chunky in the Crocus colorway, and Knit Picks Brava Bulky in the Celestial colorway. These are both yarns that are leftovers from sweaters. Actually, they're both leftovers from Jane Richmond sweaters.
Hey, that should, was it scraps? Can that go for Emily's Summer of Scraps?
It should, I would think. Unless she's only talking about scrappy sock yarn.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
You'll have to ask Emily. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I am not Emily. But this is for Turboneer's Hat Charity Drive.
Yeah.
So
That's looking good.
I did finish my row. I'm starting to close up the crown. Then I could start thinking about doing the ear flaps, the little bobble at the top, that kind of thing, to make it a true Jane hat.
And Talia said that this is easy enough that I might be able to try it. I probably won't do anything but the hat itself.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's a very simple pattern.
It looks nice.
It's a free pattern.
Free is good.
Yes, free is always good.
Nicole always says, free is my favorite place.
Yes.
And that would be Hot As Knitter.
Yes. Oh, I had to write down her name.
Yes, you did. You say, boy, they never mentioned me ever. Okay.
Why do you do this to me? You start mentioning names and...
But you know this about me. It's not a surprise.
I should make you write your own.
But then you say you can't read it. Don't have a comment for that one, do you? Oh, that's intelligent.
Let's see, it was Emily.
Tin of Fools.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, are you finished with that particular project?
I am.
Okay, I started a project.
Sorry,
I'm making a Cerebella, another one. This is going to be a cowl for a friend of mine. I have I think it's like a 6-hour trip to Ohio coming up. And so I'm hoping to finish it by the time we get there. And then I can give it to her there. Actually, I'm going to take it out because I think I miscounted. I have to redo it. But I wanted to show you. So there it is. And it's living in my Plover Bird Animals in the Park, I think it's called, bag. I like this bag. I really do. It's not my colors. I still like it. It's cute. Okay, do you have something else?
Yes. The last project I talk on, like I said, this has been a very weird week for knitting, is Raff, the Simple Skip Socks by Adrienne Koo. And I'm using Undead yarn in the Vampire base and the Freddy colorway.
Okay.
Let me put this down.
And this is the yarn we were talking about for the
except a different
base. It will be, I believe it will be a sport weight base. You will not be getting a vase. You will be getting a base.
In the little piggy's bag.
Piggy pig. I love that bag. I'm so glad.
And this is a Plover Bird bag.
My bag.
I stole it after I made it her.
Did, so.
I saw it there and I bought it.
Because she has no self-control, and I was trying to practice self-control.
That's what happens when you practice self-control.
Mm-hmm.
You lose out. First sock. You have seen this sock prior to.
It's a jailbird sock.
I still have not woven in Zen. And then someone at work, when I showed them the second sock, they were like, "You do realize you had a different color starting it."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah."
They're fraternal twins. They're not identical. Identical twins, no.
And the other coworker was like, "You're just noticing that?" So I started with the black instead of the red. I didn't care enough to waste that much yarn.
And it's a pair of socks.
Exactly.
Are they going to pull up your leg of your pants so they can see the top of your sock? Really?
So there we go. Second sock has been started. Not a lot of work has been done on it. I do enjoy this sock, and I'll probably get a lot of work on the road. But it just has not, got much love this week.
Okay. I do have one more thing to show, because the Cerebella was unexpected. Kind of put it on just before we started. I've been working, I actually did a little bit of work on my baby blanket this time. I usually work on this when I go to the Adoration Chapel after I finish my prayers. So here it is. I worked, I think, 2 to 4 rows. I'm still having a little trouble with my tension, but I'm starting to get it back. I'm almost to the point where I was on the yarn before.
Mom, you've got the wrong side.
I know. I like
up.
that side. I like that side. I think I... No, I didn't. Okay. It's all garter down there, so I couldn't have... And here's the front.
She always shows you the wrong side.
I like the wrong side. Who's to say it's the wrong side? I like that. Maybe that's my right side. The right,
are you in Bizarro land?
The wrong side of this particular project is what I say it is. So there. This
Bizarro hate Luthor.
I am using Knit Picks Bravo worsted in, I think it's just the red colorway. These are size 10.5 Knit Picks needles. I think it's a 32-inch cord. And it's my Knitting's My bag, French Lady's bag, one of my first ones, which I really love. Okay.
So,
moving on.
On the bookshelf.
On the bookshelf. Yes, we have on the bookshelf.
You have to go first because you have lots more than I do.
Do I? I only have 3.
I only have 2.
Okay. Star of the Sea. Polly, you were asking me about my Star of the Sea hat. Let me see. Here it is. I finished it. Here it is. I'm not going to put it on my head because I always get it caught on my bobby pins. But if you go to my page, my Raff page for this, my project page, you'll see Davina wearing it. And I really like the way this works out. It has all kinds of potential to it. Potential. Yes, somebody just shuddered. This is done, I did the top of the hat in the back loop single crochet, but next time I might do double and then single, then double, then single, just in both loops and see how that works out. Maybe I'll make it a little more slouchy and a little more stretchy, because where I have the just the back loops, it's not real stretchy. It's fine, but it's not as stretchy as I would like it. And the pattern is a free pattern. She doesn't tell me to do just the back loops here. I just did, because I wanted to be able to count better. The only time that she says to do the back loops is when we're doing the ribbing. So it was a fun pattern. I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to be making another one relatively soon. This goes to Turbo Knitter's Hat Drive for that other, I forget what thank God it's finished.
Yes.
Yeah.
To
either to that or to Daniela's. I haven't decided
Yes,
yet.
I haven't really completely decided.
Yeah.
But it was
Kenneth's
challenge.
Yeah. It was Kenneth's challenge to drop everything, which I did, except for her test of, I guess it was the cat I was doing that still. Except for that, I dropped everything to get the hat done. So.
Yeah, I wasn't able to drop everything like I wanted to because I have a few deadlines coming up.
Yeah, and we dropped everything we could. My hair.
It is hair.
This is Denise's fault. I just know it.
So.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out which one to show first. I guess I'll show. Which one first, Mom, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. Show the one that's already related to everybody else.
Okay, so if you have been following on Ravelry, you might have seen, or on WordPress, excuse me, you might have already seen that I have released a new pattern, not just Iris, But related to Iris and Barry, I have released Bastion, the Bluebird. I mean, he's basically the same pattern, just without the color work. His head is a little shorter, his body. He's just a little fatter.
And he has no neck.
No, but he doesn't need a neck.
I love him. I think he's cute.
So,
Talia wanted to get rid of him. Talia wanted to get rid of him. I said she couldn't. It's mine.
For those of you who wanted a yellow Barry, it'd be a lot easier now. Now you have a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the Birdie bundle, which is the ebook with Iris and Barry. Bastion's in the ebook as well.
And you can get him singly.
And you can get all three of them singly. So
I plan on making a canary in the near future, maybe for the toy along.
So there is Bastion. He turned out a lot cuter than I expected. This is Red Heart Classic. Red Heart Classic stretches like crazy. I actually prefer I prefer Nitpicks for toys, because generally I'll add fiber. Red Heart just eats fiberfill. I think it just...
And it also spreads so you can see the fiberfill if you're not careful.
Yes, whereas Nitpicks does a lot better job of hiding it.
Because it's less elasticity.
Yeah. So, this is Bastion.
I think he's adorable.
And he is a reference to...
Never-Ending Story.
Never-Ending Story. Mm-hmm. The kid's name is Bastion. But we had difficulty finding a name for this little guy. But Bastion it is. Alright, Bastion, you can go back with your buddies.
Okay. My next one that I've finished is...
I think you might be too fat to sit on him.
My Hawkeye Scarf. I finished my Hawkeye Scarf. Let me see.
Sit there.
Oh, that's not it. This is my Hawkeye Scarf. It's in my Tangerine Designs TARDIS bag. I guess it is. TARDIS bag, bigger on the inside bag. And I finished it. It is done. It will be going to charity, most likely. I thank people who commented on this. They liked it. I thank them for that. I don't know if you can see the detail.
Yeah, you can see a little bit.
But it was fun to make. I have to write it up, so I might have a couple patterns in the next... I can figure out how to write them up for the next month or so. We'll see. I enjoyed making this. It doesn't take very long to make. It's a fairly simple pattern, and it's done. Off to charity it goes.
Well, I have been hardly doing any crochet, any knitting. And that's because I've been hardcore crocheting. Bastion was started on Friday, was finished yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Late yesterday.
So I went through him like that. And that's with writing the pattern and everything. And then I was writing Iris's pattern too. And Davina wanted her kitty cat.
Sooner rather than later.
Sooner rather than later. She really, really wanted her kitty cat.
And she loves him.
So she has her kitty cat. This is Junior. Yeah. And Selena's not here to hear me. I think he turned out cuter than the original cat. I think it's the Nitpicks yarn. It's just, the Nitpicks yarn is really good for my toys. So there he is. I think he turned out really cute, but of course I'm biased.
I love him. He's adorable.
Davina wanted to make sure I wasn't going to keep her kitty cat because she got really worried when I said how cute he was. She thought I wanted to keep him. But no, I'll get a picture with her kitty, and she'll get her kitty as soon as the podcast is over. She's very happy with him. It makes me very happy because she's a toy connoisseur.
Yes, it has to be the right kind of toy. She's quite particular.
So,
yes,
she's been on me about this cat since I've been designing it.
Okay, my last FO is living in my Pontific bag. My Pontific, I don't know what you call these sayings, uplifting sayings bag. One of my first bags. This is my Into the Shire shawl. It's the Staggered Shells pattern by Patons.
She finished it, Heidi.
I finished it, Heidi.
I'm sorry, I have a tickle in my throat.
And this is Heidi's yarn, Undead yarn. It is the Into the Shire colorway, hence the name. It is the werewolf base, which is the DK. And it grew a little bit. This is a lot smaller than I thought it would be based on the pattern. I didn't really like the pattern. I liked the way it came out, but I don't think I would make it again. It's difficult to follow, and it came out kind of asymmetrical, and I don't know if it's user error or what, but I went and looked, and I know I followed the directions, so I'm not sure why. But it actually doesn't, it looks okay.
Yeah, it looks okay, Mom.
I love the colors, though. Heidi's yarn worked out beautifully in this, as you can see. It's very, very pretty. And actually, I might just wear it like this.
That'd be very pretty.
Yeah, I think that I might do that. I might actually keep this.
You might have to wash this outfit, the shirts, maybe bring it with you.
Yeah, I might do that. So I'm really liking this. Heidi, it worked out fantastic. I love the yarn. And as you can see, the colors works perfectly for a title Into the Shire.
Yes.
It's perfect. So, yeah, that's my last FO.
Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. I just had this really bad tickle in my throat.
And I'm sorry I keep drinking. I just have a headache, and this is helping.
Royalties. So, you already showed your yarn.
Yeah, my royalties, this yarn, I did not buy it. Talia gave it to me, but it is a stash enhancement. So,
my stash enhancement, I won a prize from the Summer of S, which is from the Fibertown podcast.
That's Emily Tin of Fools.
Emily Tin of Fools. And I won
Pretty yarn.
Pretty yarn. It's alpaca.
Very
100% alpaca. Sport weights. 110 yards each.
And I know she must have had a hard time giving this up because her favorite color, one of
It's
her favorite
purple.
colors is purple.
So that is very cute. I'm thinking maybe a Zuzu's.
That would be so nice.
I just had to see if the yard is just right for Zuzu's, because that would be so soft against the neck.
What is it? It's got,
it's 110 yards.
110 yards, so it's 220.
And I'm not sure with the DK how much Zuzu's requires.
Right.
And you can't mix it with anything else. It has to be alpaca.
Unless you could find another 100% alpaca.
I have baby alpaca, but I'm not sure if I want to mix this with anything else.
You can always make something else.
So I'll just see if it has enough diseases.
Make a short Zuzu.
So that would be that.
Okay. Anything else?
I received the shared story from Mom.
Yeah, I finished it.
And I have it on my Kindle, which is a bad thing because I wasted an hour reading stuff we wrote previously.
We enjoy going back and reading, even if it is all mixed up a little bit and jumbled because of going back and forth.
Yes, it was a very bad thing. I don't have the time to waste rereading stuff I've already written.
Right, but but also when it takes this long for us to get back to each other, we kind of have to do some rereading. I had to do some researching before I could finish it up because I had it so long and you had it so long that I was forgetting things. So yeah, I gave her the shared story, and I also finished an article for work, which was good. So that's good. But other than that, not a whole lot on autobiography.
No, we're going to be gone on retreat for the weekend.
Yeah, we'll be leaving Thursday morning, and we will be back sometime on Monday. So,
we will not be present in the group.
Yeah, please feel free to keep the chatter going. Keep the pictures being posted. If we don't, because our access to computer is very limited. So, if any, don't worry if we don't get back to you right away because we just don't have access to computers. So,
and that's part of why all the crocheting happened because I'm not going to take my pattern work to retreat. Part of it is, it's a retreat.
Right. And this is an actual church retreat. It's not a knitting retreat.
Yeah.
So
I'll have knitting with me, but that's because it's not my patterns. My patterns is more like, well, it's fun, but it's also a little more work intensive.
And that's why I'm taking, the Cerebella, maybe the hat pattern, things that are easy. I will not be taking knitting. I will not be taking anything like the pattern I'm testing for her with me because that requires too much brain power, and that's not where I want my head to be at over the weekend. So we just wanted to let you know about that, and wanted to remind you that the toy along will be starting in about 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
As soon as the cardiac cal is done,
yes,
the toy along will be starting.
The toy along will be starting.
And this will be the 3rd annual toy along.
This is the 3rd annual toy along, and we will, get the rules posted and stuff probably in the next 2 weeks.
Because I actually The toy line was actually our very first cow.
Right. And we will let you know more about that. As we know, we have, some wonderful prizes to start us off, so that's good. And we look forward to seeing all the cool toys that you make. You can go to Toys for Tots. You can keep them for gifts for yourself or for your kids or your grandkids or whatever. You can send them to Turbo Knitter for his ambulance.
Yeah, Bastion was supposed to...
No, Bastion's not going.
Apparently Bastion's not going, is what I've been told.
Bastion stays here.
I can't keep every single toy I
Bastion
make. I will get,
stays
like, a menagerie.
Here.
So apparently I have no choice. Bastion's staying here.
Yes. So, Bastion stays here. I think I've made my wishes quite clear.
He might have to hang out with Toby.
Yes, he might have to stay with Toby. That's okay. Toby wants him to stay here, so... Yes, anyway, we digress. So the Toy Long, that's one thing. The other thing I wanted to mention is we will be attending, God willing, we will be attending the Fiber Festival.
Yes.
Friday,
We'll be volunteering.
Saturday, we'll be attending. Emily, I hope you are feeling well enough to show up with us and meet us. She had a little accident with her foot. I hope she's feeling better.
Indeed.
So Emily, we send you lots of hugs and good wishes. And I think anything else?
I don't have anything else to talk about.
Okay. We already thanked Nitty Girl for her review. We also want to thank Marietta for her yarn prizes that she sent.
Yes.
Very generous prizes that will be scattered throughout different podcasts.
Podcasts.
Yes, podcasts.
Different cows?
Different cows or whatever. It could be a potiversary. It could be, that thing we were talking about that remain nameless for the moment. Yes, we're planning something. You just have to wait.
Secrets. Go away.
Yes. Okay. So that's about it for that.
This one's going to be a really short one.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's about it. So we wish you all a very wonderful, blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy. This is Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 120, I said?
Yes.
120. And that's a wrap.